So this game is so old that it won't even run on a normal Windows computer. You have to specially get a emulator for it, namely in this case DOSBox, and run it through their emulator. There we go. The first thing you're going to notice about this game right away is the music. The music might sound a little groovy, but believe me, it'll get very annoying very quickly. Also, science and history learning game. This is an educational game, folks. We're going to be in for a bumpy ride. So do we want to save? Do we want to start with a game, or do we want to start with a new one? Let's go with a new game, just so I can take you guys through it step by step. So we open with a city. Which city? I'll leave up to you guys. But not in that city, we're in the suburbs. And we're not in the suburbs, we're in a boy's bedroom. You can tell it's a boy because he's got pictures of basketball up on the walls. This is our protagonist. He's not named, as far as I know, his name is only the Kid. So he's talking about accessing the National Museum's database. This is slightly pre-internet or pre-common internet, so he's remotely accessing the museum's computers through this Museum Information Computer Kiosk, or Mick, which is a robot that allows humans to interface with the computers without knowing anything about computer program. And due to this expedition dump, we know that the museum computers are currently offline. When the museum all of a sudden boots to his computer. Whereas he was remotely accessing their computers, now they are remotely accessing his. And this kid is totally cool with it. And apparently he's also the only one who knows that Mick is in fact completely sentient. How does that happen? I don't know. Yeah. This is going to be a bumpy ride, folks. I already told you that, but you know. Now, I know that the other videos of this game on YouTube have had trouble recording the sound. Oops, sorry, I bumped my mic there. The thing is that DOSBox's emulator doesn't work perfectly with the sound in this game, but I think I managed to rewrite it a little bit so that it works good enough that it'll be able to actually show. Or at least you'll be able to hear it through the recording. I hope that I got it rigged up right, that works. So Mick says that the museum exhibits are out of control. You'll see how ridiculous this gets as we get into the actual game. And the kid just assumes this is an online game. See, again, this is pre-big internet, but the internet was still around. Isn't this a little extreme? I see, this is adults trying to write how they think kids would talk, which really, this is using words that kid this age would never use. A strange force has taken over the museum's computers, and exhibits have come to life, and now we have to go and track down the virus and save the museum. See, we know he always tells the truth because it's a computer and computers don't lie. That's one of Asimov's laws. He's always giving me good information and helped me solve problems using the museum's database, i.e. he helped me with my homework. He's a good friend, even though he's just a computer and all of his personality quirks are programmed into him. So he copies a file to a floppy drive on the kid's computer. See, Mick's programmed to always tell the truth. And we gotta go to the museum and find out what's going on. And that's the plot to the game. This is a science and history educational game. So this isn't a math game like one of the Treasure Math Storm or Treasure Mountain or anything like that. No, this one is going to teach you history, and this one's going to teach you science. So, skip through the credits there, and go to the next day. Which you know it's the next day thanks to this handy exposition. See, we've waited until morning. This place is very creepy at night. Could be. Not is. Could be. He's never been here at night. Whatever. Now, we have to get inside, though. We'll have to figure it out for ourselves. This is the first puzzle of the game. Getting into the museum. There's no one around, but the museum is closed for repairs. There are 3 things of interest on this first screen. The plaque on the door, which shows the museum hours and that the museum has been closed for repairs. It's still closed for repairs now, even though it's been about a month. And that authorized personnel may enter through the side door. That's going to be how we gain our entrance. But we're going to want to check this note before we do that. So this is to the electrical supply people, saying that the combination lock on the side door, if you forgot, just look up. So, up here, we actually have the combination to the lock. That's right, this museum is so obsessed with history and science, they don't even have numbers on their combination locks. It's pictures. Flag, earth, tree, shuttle, computer. Remember that order, folks. Write it down. I wonder if they mean anything. Yeah. They do. So your basic movement in this game is fairly simple. It's a point and click game. It's self-explanatory. You point where you want to go, you click to move. You can point and click at stuff to investigate it, and although the game never tells you this, you can access your inventory by clicking on the kid's backpack or by simply moving your mouse to the top of the screen. You start out with the floppy disk that Mick gave you, a flashlight, a comb, a handkerchief, a pen, a pocket knife, and a dollar bill. Out of all of these items, the 2 that are the most useful to us are the flashlight and the pocket knife. The pocket knife gets used more than any other item in this game. And I bet if this game were made today, you wouldn't even have it. So, yeah. So we can try clicking on the door, but it says that it must be locked. Thankfully, the combination keypad is right here. But we can't look at it unless we actually go to our inventory, select our flashlight, and then illuminate the keypad so we can see what that buttons actually are. Alright, so you remember the combination, right? Flag, globe, tree, shuttle, computer. One puzzle of many, folks. One puzzle of many. I've never seen an adventure game that takes the term puzzle so literally. So this is the second puzzle of the game, navigating the basement. Before you do anything though, grab this key card. Go to your inventory and you can see that this is actually key card number 1. We're going to want to wander around here until we find room number 1. This is room number 3. I believe there are 5 numbered rooms here in the basement, and I believe we have to visit them all. Right here is the exit to the museum, but since we don't have the proper key card for it, we can't use it yet. So we're going to have to wander around until we find the key card, and then we can make our way out. There's number 5. We'll go ahead and head out this way. Navigating the basement is probably the point where most kids who played this game probably stopped playing this game, because you would wander around here for a very long time and get lost. I know I did. Now over here, that's the exit. I believe that this is where we came in. Yep. So we come around full circle. You may have seen another area with 2 doors right here, 2 and 4. We can't use these yet, obviously, because we only have the key card to door number 1. That's the end of the hall, so let's head back here and go left. Let me see here. If you need to draw a map to make sure of where you're going, you can do that. This is the workshop. We're not actually going to be able to do anything on this visit. But, yeah. Suffice to say, you're going to have to come back here at some point later on in the game. So here's door number 1. Can walk right up to it, but the door is locked, so we can't get in. So let's whip out that handy dandy key card that we found lying on the floor and open the door. Good thing that this museum doesn't use biometric readers or something like that, huh? So we go ahead and in here and we can see some odd looking exhibits as well as another key card. We can go ahead and grab that. Now, this is the door, this is the key card to door number 2. So we're gonna wanna go back and find door number 2. Here's door number 2. Grab this and do this. This is, as you might have guessed by now, an extremely simple and straightforward puzzle. Keep in mind, this is a game meant for and designed for kids. So this is basic problem solving. Find the key cards that fit individual doors, go to each door, unlock it, and move on. Here's door number 3. We can use the key card we just got from door number 2 on door number 3. You may see some sprite flickering. That's an emulation problem. I don't believe those sprites flicker in the original version of the game as far as I can tell. But it's just like the sound glitches. But unlike the sound glitches, I couldn't figure out how to recode the emulator to be able to get rid of the flickering. So you're going to be seeing that a lot. Okay, there's the exit. We can't go that way yet. We have to go back to number 4. Whoops. I missed my turn. Okay, so there's number 3. We have to go back this way. Okay. See what I mean? It's very easy to get lost in this game, or in this area. I mean, not even in this game. This first area is the most adventure game-like of all of the areas in this game because you're wandering around an area where all of the corridors literally look the same, doing a simple puzzle that involves numbered key cards. Thankfully, the rest of the game isn't nearly this hard to navigate. All the rest of the game is pretty much a solid wall of puzzles. So, yeah, this part is going to be the most boring. That's key card for number 5. Let's get back to the main part of this area. So that should be the workshop. Number 5 should be around here. Nope, that's number 3. Oh boy. Number 5 was by... see. See, I did a dry run of this game to make sure I could remember where everything was, and I'm already forgetting where things are. There we go. Like I said, this game is not difficult. It's just a matter of time, and not a lot of people really want to spend the time to do different things in this game because this game can get very monotonous very quickly. Let me see. That's the card to the museum door. So like I said, we're not going to be visiting the workshop at this point in the game. We're just going to go straight out to the museum. Here we go. Card to the museum door. And with that, we have access to the museum. Boy, I feel sorry for the poor worker from the electrical company who had to come down here, who had to go through all that crap just to get back to the museum so he could make the repairs. After a point, you just be like, this isn't worth it. I'm just going to leave. So we're in the main exhibit hall. This is where the most of the game takes place. Well, at least the hub of where most of the game takes place. Inside of a tomb wait, at night? Didn't we come here in the day? Were we literally wandering around in that basement for an entire day? It wouldn't surprise me, but... geez. So this is Mick right here. Standing over here in the corner, not really doing anything. Let's try talking to him. I/O error. Take 2 aspirin and get over it. See, this kid knows absolutely nothing about computers or robots. But basically what we want to do is use the floppy on Mick. That's a memory restore patch, basically, that allows him to regain his programming. But now his power's fading, and he needs new bats. Keep your silicone shirt on. Alright, so what Mick needs now is batteries. And believe it or not, a robot of his style and sophistication, keep in mind, he's self-aware. He's an independently thinking robot. And this museum tour on tape here, batteries included, has the power source, the same exact power source, double A's. That blows my mind. How on earth? I bet even the most sophisticated robots of today don't run on double A's. Probably at least run on D or C's. Almost a victim of an energy crisis. Haha, early 90s joke. Please insert the disk again so that I may reprocess the data I sent you. Jeez, kid, you're supposed to be here to help, not mess up. Shouting at him. I'm working on it. See, he modemed us a program so that he'd be able to reprocess some of the files that he needs to be able to figure out what's going on here. And now we can use the disk to record a save of our progress through the museum. This is how we save our game. And he doesn't know where the virus is until we fill in the gaps in his memory, which is unhelpful. All the exhibits are in chaos, and we have to go to each exhibit and restore it to the more normal state. I'm not sure if anything is ever normal around here. Jeez, kid. Seriously? The exhibits are now fully automated. Read the holographic information displays that appear as you enter each exhibit. You can access any more information. Wait, I'll know what's going on, I think. So this is basically explaining to us the mechanics of the game. The exhibits themselves have been corrupted by the virus because, sort of like Night at the Museum, they're all automated and now controlled by the computer. Cybernetic replicas, or Cyreps, are designed to look like all the people from history or science history, I guess, that you're going to encounter, and each one of them has also been infected by the virus. Excellent. See, this kid uses a lot of 90s slang, and his weird sort of sideways cap that's just layered over the sprite of his face looks really disturbing. Like this, look at this. This is supposed to be the bill of his cap, I think, and it doesn't look anything. It looks like he's got really bad hair. Mick is going to follow us to each exhibit. He'll link it to the main computer and try to figure out what has to be done. So he's basically our help button. If we can't figure out what to do, we click on Mick and he'll tell us what to do. Unfortunately, he can't tell us everything right away because, obviously, that would make the game too easy. So this is the basic list of it. We go to each exhibit, check the information on the displays, check with Mick to see what's going on, talk to any Cyreps, and fix what's wrong with each exhibit. And here we go. We use the map on the wall to unlock the exhibits. We must restore all of the exhibits before we can find the source of the virus, for some reason. And this starts our second, or third, I guess, major puzzle of the game, and the first of the literal puzzles of the game. We have to reassemble the map of the museum without having seen it. It's very simple. You just touch one and then put where it goes, or where you think it goes. What you want to do is like most of the puzzles in this game, as you'll find out later on, if you put the border together first, then the rest of it's fairly simple. Not easy, but relatively straightforward. And oddly enough, I don't think these are in the same order as they were above the door frame, so you can't even use that to help guide you as you're putting this together. But yeah, you just build the outside of the museum first. The exhibit themselves, all of these slots here represent exhibits. Each one is a slightly different color that helps you line it up fairly easily. I mean, this isn't a difficult puzzle by any stretch of the imagination. It's just, again, this is a game meant for kids, so they couldn't make it too hard. Go. There we are. Simple. Oh yeah, we finally finished the map. Yeah, in all honesty though, that might take you a little while, especially if you're younger like this. I don't know what age range this game is supposed to be for, but suffice to say, if you're like a grade school kid, you're probably not going to get that right away, unless you're pretty good at puzzles. You have no time for this idle chatter, child. You can proceed to any exhibit. Should move quickly before his power runs low. Touch a location on the map that unlocks that exhibit hall. And then we can go to the exhibit and he'll fill us in on what's going on there. But for now, I'm actually going to save and pause because I don't want the recording to glitch up, and it does that if I record for too long. And in the next episode, we will be going to our first set of exhibits. See you guys then, folks.